Hi and Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Aisha Bashiruddin, an educationist, researcher, and writer. Here is my 14th presentation video based on my research on Muslim women in America. In the last presentation video, I summed up the analysis of theme 2, which was about forging Muslim identity in day-to-day practices. In today's video, I will present an analysis of theme 3 with a focus on baby boomers. So stay tuned. Please share, subscribe, and like my YouTube channel. The third theme that emerged from the data is about facing challenges in forming a Muslim identity in America. In the harsh climate of America, many of the women encountered challenges in forming their Muslim identity. They talked about various challenges and the ways they have responded to the challenges. Most of these women said that they have been treated with suspicion once people around them came to know that they are Muslims. Rana from Saudi Arabia said that when she got admission in a college, she had to share a room with a Jewish girl in a hostel. She said, and I quote, I was very uncomfortable because I was constantly being observed with suspicion. One day, I talked to her about myself as a Muslim and what I believe in. Unquote. After that, she became a bit friendly. Shamim from Pakistan had an experience when she was working in a store and somehow people came to know that she was a Muslim, even though she did not dress up like a Muslim woman. She noticed that when she left the store, some people started following her and calling her offensive names. She got scared and asked the security officer at their building to give her protection and walk her to her car. Nalo from Nigeria also said that once she was driving and she stopped at red light. Her car window was open and she heard some boys passing by abuse her by calling nasty names. She said, and I quote, I just ignored them because I did not want to get unnecessarily in trouble, unquote. Several women of the generation of baby boomers said that they faced challenges related to wearing hijab. They said that because of their visibility as Muslim women wearing hijab, they were exposed to discrimination and were easy targets of harassment, particularly after 9/11. They experienced racial and religious discrimination while looking for a job or in a workplace. For example, Jannat from Cuba narrates an incident where she was working in a school and was prohibited from wearing a hijab and modest dressing. She said, and I quote, I was also harassed by many of my colleagues, so I decided to quit the job because I was not comfortable in that environment. Unquote. Naima from Pakistan had a similar experience. She worked in a store and after 9/11, her manager told her that they want to keep her because she is a very trustworthy employee, but she will have to do away with her dressing and get rid of hijab and her long loose dress. She convinced her manager and she said that if there are problems, she will be able to handle them on her own. So she continued her job. One day, a customer asked her about her hijab. She explained it to the customer about the concept behind her wearing hijab. Abba from Africa said, and I quote, it was difficult to get a job in a variety of different stores as a cashier because of my hijab. Then I decided to wear a cap and was hired by one of the stores. Unquote. She continued wearing her cap and scarf around her neck to cover herself. Some of them mentioned that they were singled out at various places. Sultana from Pakistan narrates her experience when she went to get her photograph for her passport. She was asked to take off her hijab, otherwise, she would not get her passport. Fari from Guyana and Basima from Cuba also had such an experience at the driver's license office, where they were asked to take off their hijab for the photograph for the license. Tehema from Ghana narrates that whenever she travels, she is asked by a security officer to take off her hijab and any scarf or covering. She tells them that this is for religious purposes. She is then singled out and checked thoroughly. Some of these women found that some friends or colleagues used inappropriate comments. Jamila from Palestine was told by her co-worker in a store, she said, and I quote, "Throw out this head covering. Come on, you are in America," unquote. She told her very politely about the purpose of wearing it and how it was an important part of her dressing as a Muslim woman. She said, and I quote, "This is my faith symbol and I am proud to be a Muslim," unquote. Amira, who is from Ghana, was also told by her neighbor to dress up like a normal person. She had to explain to her what it means to be a normal person according to Islam, her religion. Hadia from Syria said that some of her colleagues in her school thought that she was oppressed and that her husband wanted her to dress up like this. She explained to them that it was her own commitment to her Allah. Analysis of narratives also show that these women experienced hate because of the way the media was fueling Islamophobia. Anika from Africa said, and I quote, "The media has played a role in the spread of Islamophobia," unquote. Jannat from Cuba said that the media sometimes uses very bold and harsh language to foster fear and anxiety. She said, and I quote, "We are portrayed as terrorists, criminals, and violent people," unquote. Abba from Africa said that she keeps on listening to the news of Muslims being barbaric and violent people. She feels scary to be a Muslim. Likewise, Shamim from Pakistan said that Islamophobia and its publicity by the media is disrupting the peace of free society in America. It is harming the image of Muslims and are also spreading fear, which is harming everyone. Abba from Africa said that her children were constantly terrorized in their college and university days because of the negative portrait of the Muslims. She said she had to tell them all the time that they should not respond to such comments. Thank you for joining. I will be back with the next presentation video next week. Until then, take good care of yourself. Goodbye and Allah Hafiz.